We have a lot of internal meeting to push the user technology of the new tools that we have inside the company. My idea is that everyone has to be aligned. One of the things that I do, I don't feel too much the push of broadcasting of the technology of the moment. The idea is that for sure there are some hype that you have to learn how to use in your company, but you don't feel too much anxiety, because I think that the idea of the hype is to create anxiety in the market.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Devico Breakfast Bar. Here we speak with different people involved in the business landscape, share their expertise, delve into the latest tech trends, and explore the ins and outs of IT outsourcing. I'm Oleg Sadikov, and today I'm excited to have Angelo Coletta, CEO and co-founder of Zakeke, the global employment platform. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss new episodes. Hi Angelo, and thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for me. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's start our podcast with a little blitz. I start a sentence and you continue.
Okay.
Entrepreneurship gave me.
I've created different company in my life, so I think that you need to have something inside to create new companies. The idea to create something like that. So there's a passion for me.
Entrepreneurship deprived me.
No, I don't think so.
My main superpower is.
Many times I think resilience. The other thing is vision for the future.
My main weakness is.
Sometimes analyzing too many scenarios, sometimes I could be faster. Yeah, that's what I tell to my mind. Yeah, don't think a lot sometimes. You can move faster.
When I'm afraid, I
would like to hire the most powerful guys. Sometimes I'm afraid to haven't hired all the guys I want.
Could you walk us through the story of founding Zakeke? Was there a specific problem or gap in the market that you wanted to address?
The idea behind Zakeke is that we see many forces that are going in the same direction. One side, we have seen that brands needs to change the way to interact with customers, so to have more visual experience inside their website and the physical store too. On the other side, we see that many industries are ready to offer a custom product at the same cost in terms of production of mass products. So there's an opportunity to create value in this part of the market. And on the other side, some technologies finally were ready to be used in the Web3, like, 3D rendering, try-on, AI, etc. So the problem that we try to solve is how can improve the experience of the customers around the product page, and how we can make this simple for merchants as a tool that they can provide to their customers. And so that's why we have created Zakeke. This is a plug-in solution, so very simple to improve inside the e-commerce space and the physical store too. And so they can enable merchants to offer a new level of experience to their customers.
What challenges did you face when building a platform with such advanced visual technologies?
The big challenge is how to make simple to use a lot of technology mixed together. Because the big challenge is how we can provide a super high quality experience in a super simple way. It looks simple, but it's not.
What trends in consumer behavior are driving the demand for personalization in e-commerce?
The behavior is that people want to feel different from the others. Yeah, so they choose their brand for say, okay, yeah, I'm a Gucci guy, no, yeah, I'm a Diesel guy, something like that. But inside this small tribu, they need to feel special. So when they can buy something that is done only for them, or maybe that looks like the only piece in the world made in that way, they love it because they feel special. So the idea behind is how I can feel special and how can show to the others that I'm special. This is the customer behavior. And on the other side, there's a piece of gamification. People love to play with the product. And so if they can play with the product, they can enjoy more in buying it. There is a piece of game before purchase.
Do you see AR, VR eventually replacing in-store shopping experience, or do you think they will coexist?
No, I think they will coexist. There's something that VR, AR can't substitute, like for example, the touch, the smell. There's a lot of piece of the experience when you buy something. But for sure, for such kind of products, it could be a very strong accelerator for online selling. If you need to buy a chair, or maybe you have to buy a lamp or something like that, it's very nice to see how they can see it on your table. And you don't need a lot to visit the stores. But if you're buying shoes, or maybe you're buying dress or whatever, there's another kind of experience. So I think that it will be coexist. I think that the online will change a bit, going through the experience of the physical stores, and the physical store will add some of the virtual experience. So these two words are moving one in front of the others, like to become only one word with different pieces of experience. And I think that the customer journey, it will be like a ping pong between the two experiences. Someone will prefer to buy online, someone will prefer to buy in the physical stores. But the customer journey that at the end of the game was the experience, it will feel like a unique journey between the two worlds from the customers. That's my vision.
As both founder and CEO, what does your typical day look like? How do you balance strategic planning with day-to-day operations?
Generally, I get up early in the morning. I start working around 8 o'clock in general. Sometimes I start before, but in general, 8 o'clock. Then my idea is that you have to spend 1/3 for day-by-day operation, 1/3 of thinking. Now, thinking, it could be vision, it could be something to share with your teams or something like that, and another third of time to study, to try to understand better your customer, to try to understand better the competition, to try to understand better where we can go. So I try to balance my time around these three main topics. By the way, in general, it's a full day. Yeah, for sure. There's no other vacation on that.
Yeah. All entrepreneurs don't have proper vacations.
Yeah, I'm a lucky man because I live in a countryside. So what I can do sometimes, I can make some cool walking. So maybe I'm making my job, but I can have a small walk through the countryside.
As a serial entrepreneur, how do you decide which ventures or technologies to invest your time and resources in?
One of the things that I do, I don't feel too much the push of broadcasting of the technology of the moment. Like for example, now is AI, you have to do everything with AI. 1 year ago, it was another thing. 2 years ago, it was another thing. So the idea is that for sure there are some hype that you have to learn how to use in your company, but you don't feel too much anxiety, because I think that the idea of the hype is to create anxiety in the market. And so people is running to buy this new part of technology. Yeah, by the end of the game, sometimes it could be useful for your company, sometimes not. So the idea on my side is to have a clear vision in the midterm and looking at the new things that are coming up with a critical approach and say, okay, yeah, it's new, but we take a time to implement. Maybe it's new, but it's not ready yet for doing the promise that they are selling. I try to look at the technology without any nerd approach or enthusiastic approach. Yeah, imagine that 15 years ago, I remember the title in the newspaper. In 2 years, car will be driven by AI and software. Again, it was not AI yet; it was only software for driving. 50 years are passed, and the only things that we have seen some taxi driving in Los Angeles. I think that we'll need another 15 years, maybe, to see on the real high roads the car driving by themselves. For sure, it was a new technology, a new way to think about driving, but you need more time than the announcement on the newspaper and the media. And so the same things is in our world. I try to, be quiet, let's see what happens. That's my approach.
In your opinion, what is the most transformative role AI plays in personalizing the customer shopping experience?
I think that AI will change, first of all, the interface. Probably in the next years, we'll move in from touching on the screen for doing something in talking with the screen. So I think that the AI agent will become the real interface for the future. Second thing is that AI can help a lot in this world in the back end. We have introduced a lot of AI application inside our companies to change the way to configure products in the back end for the merchant. So I think that AI can help merchant to save a lot of times in terms of integration, in terms of setup, in terms of definite rules. And the last thing is AI can help to create proactive experience around the customization. So maybe they can help you to show you immediately different combination or like a suggestion where you can configure it. And so it could be simpler on this side to have a choice. So I think this is the main three rules. I see AI like an Excel file that you can put inside your company and you can become more productive. So I think that for the 90% of the company is an optimization tool. For sure, if you are deeply in the AI as your main core activities, you can work on other stuff like generative AI. For example, in our world, there's another piece of very interesting developed for AI is to starting creating 3D models from photos, or maybe from a mobile app acquisition. It would be another big change that will help merchants to provide to their company the 3D asset that will become the main asset in the company of the future. Now, companies are moving from photo-centric to 3D asset-centric, but there's a cost in this transaction and AI can cut that cost. And it would be an accelerator, like a killer app for moving from photos to 3D assets.
What are some of the most exciting advancements in AI that you believe will revolutionize e-commerce?
I think that generative AI, the marketing ads, the visual aspect like 3D creation will be the most impactful use of AI in the e-commerce space. And as I told you, AI agent like a web interface.
How do you foster innovation within your tech team while maintaining focus on long-term goals or mid-term goals that you mentioned previously?
What I try to do is a similar rule that I've done for myself. The team have spent a piece of time creating the day by day, the new feature, following the market, whatever. At 30% of the time to understand how they can use new tools like, first of all, AI in this moment to improve what we do inside the company. And what we do, we try to create a master on that because, in any tech team, there is someone that is in love with a specific new technology. So we create like a master AI guy inside, and it became the ambassador inside the tech team to use deeply what AI can help in developing software code, in creating new features inside the app. And that's what we have done. So we have a lot of internal meeting to push the user technology of the new tools that we have inside the company. My idea is that everyone has to be aligned. It's not only anyone is following his passion, or there's people that move forward to the future fast and there's someone that move slow. We want to have the same pace inside the company. So the guys that is the faster is the guy that we use to push everyone stay at the same level. And so the company moves fast and try to have the competence to manage the new opportunities.
Being based in Italy, do you notice any unique challenges or opportunities in the tech industry in your region compared to the other parts of the world?
Italy is not famous to be a software country, but at the same time, there's a lot of stories of very successful companies of Italians in the software. So it's a strange story, because many founders, maybe they move to London, to New York, to other places, but at the end of the day, they are Italian guys. I think that the advantage is that the quality of people that make software in Italy is very good, more than in general people think about. On the other side, for sure, having the company in Italy, the problem is that the financial ecosystem around is not strong like in UK, Berlin, or US. So from the quality of people, I think there is a good advantage, but there is some weakness on the financial ecosystem around the startups.
Are there specific regions or countries that you find particularly promising for tech talent, and how do you navigate the challenge associated with a global talent pool?
I think that East Europe has for sure a good knowledge in code. I think they know well mathematics, so they can do a lot of nice things. Many times they don't have the quality of how to create a product that is not only code, maybe is less. So I think that I see a lot of opportunity if some mindset of the Western Union will be merged with some capacity on the East Europe. And I think this is the opportunity for Europe to become a champion, of to try to become a champion, because if not, I think that China and US will surpass Europe in many things. I think that this is a big opportunity. I don't believe that the opportunity are in that South Asia, like India, whatever, because in general they have a way to work that is not at the same level of European country. They have a lot of guys, but they make a lot of rumors, they create code, they make a lot of mistakes. It's a way to work that doesn't meet, I think, the needs of a quality product. Yeah, for sure. India is big, there is a part of that is not like this, but I don't see a lot of value on outsourcing so far. I think that we have to use the knowledge that is in Europe to make some champions, and I think it will be possible if we merge these two capacities.
My opinion is I think Europe is too much in a comfort zone.
Yeah, I think so, sure. But not for a long time, yeah.
Not for a long time, but
there's a lot of pressure, so...
Yeah, but now Europe currently in a comfort zone, and Europeans, they just got used to be in a comfort zone. And if we see Chinese, they're hardworking, people from US, they're risking a lot. And Europe will be great to have either of these characters too.
I agree. Fortunately, the story tells us that every time you stay in a comfort zone, you take a decline. And after that, you have to find a way to move from your comfort zone, because it will not a comfort zone in the future. I think at this moment, Europe is under strong pressure from many sides. I don't believe that China, it would be a model, because sooner or later that model will go in crisis too, and we'll see what happens. I can imagine that kind of way to manage 1 billion people will work for a long time. Will work till the economy runs. If the economy is going to stop, I see a lot of problems. And the same thing, the United States now, they are using their military power to push everyone, to say, but if they stop using the energy of the other countries, that would be the point of strength in the past, I think that they are losing powers in many sectors. So there is a lot of things. And Europe, on the other hand, have to take more risk in doing things. Yeah, sure, because we are sleeping on our richness. Yeah, so I totally agree on that. But richness sooner or later will finish. And so
You're very optimistic. Okay.
But that's the story, yeah. I'm Italian now.
Yeah, the story always repeats. It's like a cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
IT outsourcing is a major trend in the tech industry. What are your thoughts on the advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing tech functions?
From our side, I tell you my idea. The problem of outsourcing when you are small and medium companies in general, it will be that you can lose the control of your code, first of all. And it's a big problem when you make hard code. If you make, websites, stupid things like that, I think that outsourcing is the main route, because you can save money if you can pay less than in your countries, and you can have the same quality or maybe better sometimes. If you make something different when there is a lot of value in the way you create your software building, it could be dangerous. And to manage this, I think that the new microservices architecture will help to find a good balance, because what we have done, for example, we are moving totally to a microservices architecture because we want to use outsourcing, but we want to be sure that we are isolating in a microservices what the third party have to do. So they need to access to our code. In the case we find not the right guys for outsourcing, okay, there is only an island that we have to maybe remake. And so I think that with the microservices, total microservice architecture, outsourcing could be an opportunity again for small and medium company. And I think that on the other side, that the outsourcer have tried to think about collaboration, not like, put a net in the ocean and try to keep what's coming up, but try to establish a mid-long-term relationship with companies, try to become a piece of that strategy in the long term. Because stability, what I've learned in my career is that in a software team, stability is the most important things, more than talents and numbers of people. Sometimes I won some battles in some fields with my tech team, having 10 times less developer, but the same developer from the day one to the exit. And I've seen the other companies change 3 times the CTO, 10 times the project manager. At the end of the day, they didn't know their software and they can't make small changes without becoming crazy. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I think that what is important on the outsourcing side is try to be in this mindset to help company to use outsourcing in a better way. That's my opinion.
How do you see the role of IT outsourcing evolving in the context of your industry future?
I think that's what I've seen is exactly what I told you. If you are making a software full of value inside, people that have outsourced in the past say, oh no, I had a problem more than opportunities. Changing the architecture in the microservices, you can start thinking about outsourcing as I told you. So I think that there's a big opportunity in growing of outsourcing for a company like mine. And on the other side, what is important for the outsourcers is to try to guarantee an approach that is aligned with this new architecture and new vision from entrepreneurs.
In your experience, what are key factors to consider when deciding whether to outsource or no?
First of all, for me, it's quality. After that, speed of delivery. And after that, cost. Because for sure, there is some saves that I need to have. But speed and quality are most important than cost. Because I can save cost. But if I'm paying less to have more problems, I prefer to pay more.
As we wrap up our conversation, what advice would you give to companies considering IT outsourcing but concerned about losing control over their technology projects?
Yeah, I think that losing control is the main fear in the company. And the only way to don't lose control is to don't give access to the source code. So you have to work a specific island. If you don't do that, it will always happen. Maybe sometimes it's not important for the company to lose the control because maybe they are selling the meanwhile the company. So for example, if you want to bootstrap a company in a super fast way and you want to sell it, it could be a strategy. Yeah, I don't care. They are buying a company. If it doesn't work at the end of the game, it's their problem, not my problem. On the other side, yeah, Microsoft are losing control of many pieces of its software in the past using outsourcing in India, and they are Microsoft. No? So there is a lot of small things, when you make something that is not simple to do, the quality of code is not the same. You can create, for example, a 3D scene using Babylon.js. But for example, we have developed a lot of specific piece of Babylon.js created by our team to improve the performance. And this is a super high quality work. It's difficult to outsource because you need people that on one side are very strong in terms of competence, and at the end of the game, they need to go deep in the vertical. So there are two competences that is difficult to find in outsource. And so there are some problems like that. But losing control, for sure, in any entrepreneur I have spoken with, they say, Angelo, I make this, I have this problem, yeah? And the problem is always the same. I lose control, I lose the people, or maybe the project will remain in the middle and no one knows how to put the ends inside.
Angelo, thanks for your time. We touched on technical aspects, some political aspects, which is nice. I do believe that my auditor will enjoy the conversation, and thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Oleg. Bye-bye to your listeners.
If you enjoy our discussion and want to stay updated on the future episodes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, you will not miss out on the latest insights and conversations from the Devico Breakfast Bar. See you in the next episode.